So, Switch 2 is just released on June 5th, and it's already, like, everybody's making videos about it. It's just, like, the hot things, it's a new console and everything. We're gonna try this again, because the first time, I actually didn't remember to turn on my audio, so that was fun. And today, I'm doing kind of a review, unboxing, that type of thing. So, let's not delay, let's get right into it. Now, wait a second, this isn't even the right Switch. This is the OLED. Let's see here. Now this, that's what I'm looking for. Alright, so I went to Best Buy, like last week or so. I camped out for the midnight launch. I was sitting at Best Buy for like 8 hours, honestly. I'd say it's worth it. It's my first ever actual like console launch, that I got to be there for the midnight launch, so that's super cool. When I was at Best Buy, I was gonna get a screen protector and a carrying case, but they were all out. So I got Split Fiction, we'll look at that in a minute. And I got Switch 2 itself. So yeah, camped out, got myself a Switch 2. I got the Mario Kart bundle, so that will have a full game download code in the box. When you open up your console for the first time, it will have you do like a big day one patch thing to make it work. You'll just press download update data, and then you'll continue setting up console as normal. Now, sadly, completely forgot to film myself setting it up. I set it up already with my profile and games and whatever. So, let's just get right into it. So first of all, this is the box. I already cut it open, so we're just gonna pull that, cover up my code. I don't want people seeing that. So then we've got box. So Nintendo's design is really cool. As always, they've got like the Switch 2 all over it and all this stuff. But I feel like it looks a little too similar to the OLED box. Even though there's this big 2, I feel like somebody's gonna get confused. There's gonna be some grandma is like, oh look, I got the new Switch for you, but it's just same old thing, no 2. Like, I'll show a picture of the OLED box on screen. It looks pretty similar. So first up, we got the Joy-Cons and the tablet itself. Let's see. Slide that out. Set this aside. I'm not gonna turn it on quite yet. Got the Joy-Con. Now, really high quality build. I really enjoy this. There's the button for the magnet release. The magnets are actually in the Switch 2 itself. They're in this side thing here, up in here. And the buttons on the side of the Joy-Con are actually metal, so that's what connects to the magnets. Now, compared to a Switch 1 Joy-Con, I've actually got one here. Slide that off. The button size is actually really good. The buttons on the Switch 1 Joy-Con are like super tiny. They're like a third of the size. This makes it much more comfortable for playing while you're sideways on your Joy-Con if you're like having to use just one, playing with other people. The Switch 1 Joy-Con really just feels like minuscule compared to the Switch 2 Joy-Con. It's not even that, like, it's not that much of a size difference, but when holding it, it really is more comfortable to hold the Switch 2 Joy-Con. This one fits in my entire hand. This one does not. So, put this back. Next up, we've got my Mario Kart World card. If you get the Mario Kart World bundle, it should have this card inside the box right under here. That'll be your full game download code for the game. I heard a couple people say that their Switch 2 bundles, they didn't come with this code card. They just set up their system and it prompted them to download Mario Kart World after they signed in all their accounts. I don't know if that's actually true, but you should, if you get the bundle, you should get this card thing. In here we got health and safety thing. Not really. I don't want to read through that. We got the new HDMI cable. So this one says ultra high speed. That's for like 2.1. That's like what the PlayStation uses, I think. But this is not. I think this is just HDMI 2. So, But with this, you'll be able to tell the difference between the old Switch and cable and this one. If you like get lost, Nintendo recommends you should use this one for like the 4K 60, I think, if you're going to use that. I don't know if any games support that yet, other than the Welcome Tour. We got Donkey Kong Bonanza coming out next month. But you should be able to tell the difference. This one's just like, I feel like this one's higher quality. I'm not entirely sure, but can't wait to hook up to my TV. And last thing under here, we've got the Joy-Con, like the what's it called? Let me turn down this light. Hold on. Here you go. It's probably a little bright. Okay, that's much better. So we've actually got these like glide pads for the Joy-Con, and these will allow you to glide on the tables or wherever you're going to use them more smoothly. They actually are completely reversible, so there's a minus and a plus. You can just, it's not like the Switch. Well, some of the Switch 1 grips were the same way. I don't remember, honestly, but you can flip them around and attach them to either Joy-Con. I'll get this other one out. Set that plastic to the side. So in order to connect them, I'll use this one on this Joy-Con. You'll just slot it in the bottom, and let's see, and then we'll just snap it over the top, and that'll be connected. There's just a little clip here. If you press the release button that you do for the magnets, it pushes in this pin that just releases the top, and you can just pull it off. Now this will allow you to like slide around easier, because with the normal Joy-Con it's kind of hard because it's just like this super skinny base that makes it wider and the glide things. So you'll just be able to slide that around. Let's get that out of the way. I'll take that off. So I'm gonna remove this layer. Got that all taken care of. Next, we've got the Joy-Con 2 grip. They've got a charging grip that you're like able to plug into and charge the Joy-Con while you're doing this, but I did not get that. So these will just, I'm not gonna do the snap yet. I want that to do on the Switch 2 itself, but you'll just snap these in like the Switch, and it'll be just, it's bigger. I'd like it honestly more because it feels, I'll cut this snap out. Actually no. I'm gonna snap it into the console first. This sound, honestly, I might like it better than the Switch 1. It is so good. Let me hold it up to the magnet and the microphone. Such a good sound. I could sit here just playing with these. Now the magnets are pretty strong. You're not gonna like, if you're just like pulling on it a little bit, you're not gonna be able to pull off the Joy-Con. It's not just gonna release. That's what this button's for. Makes it a lot easier. But if you put like an excess amount of force, it will like pull off, but I don't think it'll do anything bad because this is the same thing. It just pushes it away for you a little bit, so it's easier to take off. So yeah, really cool sound. I really love it. I'm gonna put that down for a minute. Actually, we're gonna show off this grip. So I like this grip better than the Switch 1 grip, honestly, because that sound. It's bigger, so it feels more like a legitimate controller, and I feel like I could actually use this as a controller option rather than just handheld, or buying like a Pro Controller or something. Pro Controller is like $85, so it's a little expensive, but I'll have to see if it's worth it. I'll have to get one at some point. So we'll pull those off here. Comes off super easy. Put those down. And next up, we've got the charging brick, which is a different brick than the Switch 1, obviously. I like it because it's got its own USB-C cable. Oh, it's in a little Ziploc. Let's see. It's got its own detachable USB-C plug. So instead of like being physically attached to the brick, so if your cable is messed up, you just have to replace the entire charger, which wasn't super expensive. It's like I don't know, but this is easier. So you can just use a cable, use the brick. I think you can use any cable. Nintendo would probably say use our cable because that's what they do. But because of the brick has the power requirements, I think as long as you get a good enough quality cable, then it should work. So we'll unwrap this. We're losing plastic all over the place. So this is a pretty long cable. Good length. Can't even really show it on the camera. We got the two ends. One will plug into the brick. One will plug into the switch. We've got the USB-C port on the bottom, which is where it'll dock and whatever. You can charge it here, or you can charge through the top port, which I find really nice because then if you're in a hard to reach place and you can charge it on the top and then you can just hold the switch so it's not on the bottom or like pressing up against anything. It's like, I like that on the Steam Deck too. It's on the top and so it makes it a little easier to charge in certain places. Let's put that charger to the side. Alright, and last but not least, we've got the new dock, which super high quality. It's got the fan holes. This will just, so it's not attached like the Switch 1 dock plate was. There's two clips at the top. You just kind of unclip both of them. And the plate will actually just come off. The Switch 1 thing was just like it hinged down. I think they learned their lesson from that. People might have like snapped it off. But it looks like it's got the fans here. These are like the fan holes. And we got the HDMI, we got an Ethernet port, and we got the AC adapter thing. We don't have a USB-C port inside the dock anymore, but we do still have the two on the side, so that's cool. Put this back on. The best way to do this, I've found, is just hook the bottom first, and then just snap the top back into place. And super good build quality, as always. Plastic feels nice. I'm actually going to stick the switch in it real quick. So just stick it like that. It's got a little bit of wiggle. I know the Switch 1 dock didn't, but I feel like it was too tight because my day one Switch, I have it right here, has some like scrape marks right here. I don't know if that's from the dock or just use. Like I don't know. But this, if it's a little more loose, I feel like that would help with it not like scraping up against the inside of the dock. So we'll set that back. Set the dock to the side. And that's everything in the box. So we'll get this out of the way. So now for the Switch 2 itself. We'll attach these Joy-Cons again. Oh, so good. Okay, so like I said, I've already set this up, so I'm just gonna turn it on. I don't know, I haven't shut it down since I set it up, so I don't know what like the starting animation or whatever is. So we're gonna watch that in a second here. We've got the kickstand, which is metal, but I personally like it. I like the OLED stand better because it's like that full plate, feels more sturdy. This one feels like I've seen people like bending it. Like you can see it's not the sturdiest, but like you can hold it up like this. So I feel like it's good, but I don't know. We've got USB-C port on the top. We still got the cartridge slot. Cartridge slot's a little different. It actually opens from the back. It doesn't like snap open. It slides up and then back. I feel like that's gonna break. Like over time, that's gonna be probably one of the first things to break on consoles. We'll stick that back in. Power volume buttons. We got, I think, fan holes. Speaker holes are right here. These are the tiny things. These are for fan. Kickstand. It's good. There's an SD card slot. SD card wise, you need a micro SD Express. It's like the faster version. Nintendo said you need it because the storage has to be a certain speed. Otherwise, I don't know. I haven't tried any other SD card. It would probably just give you like a warning, tell you won't actually start. Now let's get this started up. Okay, so it just boots like straight into the console menu like normal. Shows the Switch 2 logo. Okay, yeah, when you turn it on, there's 2 theme options. You can go, where'd that go? Themes. So it's just basic light, basic dark. I want them to do more themes. Like I really want them to do more like customizable themes like they did on like the 3DS and the Wii U. That was super nice, but so far, no. Also, when you're setting up your console, there's this really cool like chill music that plays while you're doing the setup menu. But as soon as you boot up into the actual console menu, it just cuts out entirely and you don't get any music. And I'm kind of mad about that. I wish they would just give us the music on the home menus. And in the eShop too. It's like we need the music. It gives more good vibes. I don't know. So the screen is nice and big. We got a 7.9-inch screen. I don't remember what size the original Switch screen was. I think the OLED is almost 7 inches. Let's close this. Let me get this out of here. So if we just put the tablet itself, it is. I'll turn this off real quick. I'll line it up. The tablet itself, like that's a big size change, like in a good way. Like you can actually see the difference between the screen, and I didn't realize that before. There's like a little bit on top, so it's a little height difference, quite a bit on the side. It is actually the same thickness. Same thickness is what they've said. But again, like different heights entirely. And then we got the screens. I'll see if I can turn that on. Okay, my OLED was actually shut down. I'll turn all these on. Like, you'll be able to see the difference between the actual screens. Like, big difference in the screen size. And then the OG Switch, which is, I don't even know. Same size. No, wait, no. OLED's actually slightly bigger, and I didn't realize that. It's like ever so slightly wider, but the middle setup's the same. But screen size, you can see the screen on this one. Compared to the Switch 2, that is like a big difference, because like that's the size of the Switch 1 screen approximately. But yeah, big difference. So we'll move these out of the way. You can actually attach the Joy-Con like upside down and backwards. Does it actually connect? No, it's disconnected because the pins aren't touching. But there was a way. Oh, you can take them off and you can put them on the opposite side of the console. And look, it's backwards compatible. Funny joke, haha. I don't know. No, they're just acting like normal Joy-Con right now. It's not connected to the Switch itself. That's really weird to connect. Now I found the best way to connect the Joy-Con to the Switch is to insert the bottom edge in and then like snap it in. I know some people just like bring it up to the side here and like let it do that. Cool sound, but I don't like doing that. I don't want it to like wreck the pin assembly. We're talking about the mouse feature already. I'm trying to think what else there is. Got the game card slot, so I already opened it up for you guys, but let's see. Let's move on to the games a little bit. So the cases are actually the exact same size, which I'm super happy about. If they had made different sized cases, I think we all would have lost it, because we would have had like varying heights, and then like you'd have a collection that's like slightly off, but no, it's same size. So with Split Fiction, I got it at Best Buy, Switch 2 case and everything. I didn't realize at the time, but it says game card not included. It's just the key, the download code inside. It's behind this, but like I just opened it up and was like, wait, where's the cartridge? Oh wait, it's a download code. It's just sitting right there. So, awesome game. Would recommend playing it. It's only co-op. It's like going through different stories. I might do a review on it once I'm finished. I'm currently playing through it with a friend. Set that aside. Then we got Link's Awakening. So I've got the cartridge for this one in here. Cartridges are the same size, from what I've seen, obviously, because these have to fit in. It'll just pop in the normal way. It'll just perfect. Close that up. And we got Link's Awakening. I actually don't have this update installed or anything. There is an update for the Switch 2. That's what I like about Link's Awakening and Echoes of Wisdom. There is an update that will like solidify the frame rate and everything. Because on the Switch it had a little bit of like jittering and like dropping frames sometimes. So good that we got that update. I will have to try that out. Might get some video on it later on all the upgrades, because we've got Link's Awakening. We got the Switch 2 editions of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. If you have the Switch Online Plus expansion pack membership, which I do, you will get these 2 upgrades for free. And then you also get the GameCube Classics, which is just Wind Waker, Soul Calibur 2, and what was the other one? I don't know. Let's open it up, because there's actually a little cool Easter egg I really enjoy. I found out about it yesterday. If you open up the GameCube Classics and hold your left stick in any direction, you'll see in just a second. Got the little GameCube intro, which I find that's awesome. Like, so cool. It's F-Zero GX, Wind Waker, and Soul Calibur 2. They've got the US and European versions in here for some reason. I don't really know why. In the menus, there's all sorts of cool sounds. If we go to Game Share, I'll do that noise. The going to home menu sound is good. We got album. eShop's like a little bell. Speaking of the eShop is really good. I'll open that up in a second. The news, we've got profiles on the news. You'll choose which profile you're using to view the news. So if you have like multiple country accounts, you'll be able to like view those differently. GameCube, I haven't really tried out Wind Waker yet. I opened it. Like, looks great. Let's see if we can get into it. Yeah, looks absolutely amazing. It is like square. It's cut off on the sides because that's how the aspect ratio of the game is. But so that's how the aspect ratio of the game is, because it's just square. Suspend menus minus. You can view and change controls, which is really nice. And other than that, I haven't really tested it yet. I'll have to do like a video on testing games and stuff, like all the upgrades, the GameCube, all that kind of stuff. Software closes quite fast compared to the Switch. It always felt like it took forever on the original Switch. And then we're gonna go in the eShop next, because it is actually upgraded and is so fast. But legitimately, we get into the eShop and like you scroll down, there is no loading. On the original Switch eShop, you would scroll down a couple titles and it would just like load for like 30 seconds. And then we can go over, we switch tabs, automatically loaded. Switch tabs. They've got a For You page, which I think is really awesome. You can just hit Get Recommendations and it'll like recommend stuff based on what you've been playing. Wishlist. There's actually an on sale now feature. So you check the box and it'll show all the on sale games in your wishlist. I've just got a bunch of these on my wishlist to show this off. But like, really cool. You can wishlist stuff, know when it's on sale. There was some section I saw and I don't remember what it was. So there will be Switch 2 games and Switch 1 games. There's the No Man's Sky, the Switch 1 version, and then the Switch 2 version has a little red Switch 2 banner above the top of it. So you'll know which ones are Switch 2, which are Switch 1. For some reason, Gang Beasts isn't available for purchase. I don't know why. That's weird. So we got bestsellers. Somehow the upgrade pack for Tears. I mean, that's awesome. Upgrade pack for Tears of the Kingdom's in number 2. Mario Kart World's number 1, obviously, because you got all the bundles and all sorts of stuff. Welcome Tour is surprising. I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm thinking about it. I'll probably make a video about it sometime. And then in the search, we've got like game share with local users. That's how I tried out Split Fiction originally. Now, I will say, game share, awesome. Went over to my friend's house. We got the Switch 2s hooked up. I just hit game share in Split Fiction. I just hit host with game share. He just joined my session and just off and away with it. Like, we just played. It had a couple hiccups every now and then, obviously, because it's like a wireless connection, but it's not over Wi-Fi, so it'll be better than that. Overall, great experience. Then there's game share over game chat, which will be Switch 2 exclusive feature. You can't game share over game chat with a Switch 1, I don't think. Or, I don't remember what the rules were on that. But you'll join in a game chat session, you can talk on the Switch itself, and that'll be like online sharing the game. Closing out of the eShop is like instantaneous, so that's nice. We got the virtual game card menu, so if you go in to re-download a game or anything, it'll open up this menu. I've got Mario Kart World, Split Fiction. I don't know why I have all these random games. I think I just tried them out one time and then just instantly deleted a bunch of them. So the Switch 2 does have like, it has 256 gigabytes of storage. Tiny bit is used by the system. Let's manage. Let's see. So Split Fiction's like 70 gigabytes. Mario Kart World, it's surprising. Like, it's kind of surprising. It's kind of not. It's a big open world game. It is almost 22 gigabytes. Took me a while to download. My Wi-Fi was having problems at the time. Tears of the Kingdom, 20 gigabytes. Breath of the Wild, 10. It's like just standard. GameCube surprised me. It's like 5.1 gigabytes. I didn't know what to expect with size-wise on that. But obviously, if you get a bunch of like high-end, like really nice-looking and like open-world games on Switch 2, you will need a microSD card. I haven't got one yet. My storage is like a little over halfway full. I will probably need one soon. Now, another thing real quick. I was told that everybody needs to update their Joy-Con as fast as possible because there is an issue with some people having the Joy-Con die on the first firmware, and it literally just won't charge or anything for some reason. I don't know. I think Nintendo said they're trying to figure out the issue. They got the update out for the Joy-Con, so if you update it, you won't run into that issue. But you can turn off the mouse controls if you wanted to for some reason. You can turn up the sensitivity, I think. Yeah. And then with the camera, there's actually a bunch of other cameras you can use. It's not exclusive to Nintendo's camera or whatever, but I don't know what the compatibility is on that. Now, it is interesting because the firmware, it says 20.1.1, which I think is also the same firmware that I think that's the same firmware that the Switch 1 is on. I'm actually gonna look, and I don't know why. I don't know why they changed that number to that. But yeah, 20.1.1 is the Switch 1 firmware as well. So that is interesting. We'll have to see what that means. So if we go to compare the kickstands real quick, I just thought of something and remembered it. We got the Switch 1, just this super flimsy kickstand that's just like here and there. People had them snap off. You could just pull it out. When the Switch 1 was really originally like released, there was like videos of people that just yanked out the Joy-Cons, not Joy-Con, my goodness, the kickstand, and just like snapped it back in, which is nice if somebody ripped it out, but it's also really weird why they would do that. And then the OLED, we got a nice panel that just opens up like this. It's all metal, which I didn't really originally realize. I didn't know it was metal. I I don't know. I feel like somehow this is a little sturdier. But I like this one better because it's like that whole plate. And then we've got the Switch 2 kickstand, which is this whole thing. Just kind of sits there like that. If you take the Switch OLED, it actually just literally looks like a baby compared to this thing. Like it's visibly smaller. Like the Joy-Cons look super tiny. It's nice having this bigger system that I can just like hold in my hands. Switch 1 is like, I don't know, it's just smaller. Now, I would really like if they did an OLED model of the Switch 2. I'd probably get it. OLED is it's just so nice. When you go to OLED, you can't really go back. It's really hard. Because it just gives you like those deeper blacks and like there's some really good colors. Now this display is HDR, so that makes up for the fact that it's an LCD. It still looks really high quality. And another thing I'll be interested to see is like if they release a Lite model, because they released a Switch Lite, like, I don't know, it was like 2-ish years after the Switch. But I'm not sure. We'll see, because I don't know how they would do that. They would just make it not magnetic for the Joy-Cons and just make them attached and go with that. We'll see. Like this display is 120 hertz, 7.9 inches. Really, it just really looks good and so good compared to the old one. Now, I was saying earlier that I didn't get the screen protector thing. There is a pre-installed like film thing over the glass of the screen. Do not pull that off. Nintendo says that it's there so that if your screen cracks or whatever, there's not going to be glass everywhere. It's not a peeling thing. Leave it on there. Don't mess with it. If you want more, screen like protection on it, buy a screen protector. Sell them like Walmart, Target. Probably get a cheaper one off Amazon. I don't know. But then apply that. Do not peel the film off. That is not appealing. Now, getting like directly into games, and I'll probably open up Mario Kart World in a second. The Welcome Tour isn't included with the console, so like people have been kind of annoyed with that. It's like a tech demo, shows off how to like use all the different features you switch to, how the different like the magnets work and all that other stuff. And it's a bunch of like mini games. It's tech demo. People were mad it wasn't included. It's $10 on the eShop. I'll probably get it and make a video about it, but I just find it interesting. Like, they haven't done a true pack-in since the Wii U. Well, no. With the Wii U, they did Nintendo Land on the Wii U, I think. But then on the Wii, they did Wii Sports. It's like they haven't done an actual pack-in in a while. Because they didn't do a pack-in with the Switch. You can buy a bundle with Mario Kart, but that's not a pack-in. That's buying a bundle. But despite Welcome Tour being paid, there are some cool little, there's at least one that I've discovered. If you pull this off and you go over, so you can actually use this mouse in the menu, which is really nice. If you go over to the controllers and you go how to use mouse controls, hit next, tells you how to attach the strap. I'll just pull the kickstand out real quick. Says how to use it. Says all the buttons. You can click these. You can scroll. It's really nice. And then it doesn't look like you can use these, but these actual menus in this one, you can click on the little icons. It'll make a little noise. It'll make like the profile noises and selecting a game and whatever. It's really cool. And these balloons, you can actually pop the balloons, which I find really interesting. It's what I really like about Nintendo. They just hide all these little tiny features just all over in the menus. It's really cool. And so you can just like pop those balloons and you hit OK. And then if you want to do it again, you can just go back to the menu. Why won't it let me? Oh, there we go. Pop the balloons again. It's just a little cool feature. And if you're switching between the mouse and the controller, it literally, you lift it up, it's a controller again. Put it down, it's a mouse. Lift it up, controller, put it down, mouse. It's Literally instantaneous, and it's so nice. Now there is the grip buttons. They are not, so the charge and grip that you can buy has the grip buttons, but the Pro Controller does as well. But this grip does not have the grip buttons because it doesn't have any power supplied to it or anything. You can program the grip buttons to different buttons. You can program one to A, one to a trigger, all sorts of different stuff. There aren't a ton of games that support this mouse thing right out of the box. Like there's the menu, the what's it called? Welcome Tour will have support for the mouse. Obviously because that's like a tech demo showing off all the features. I know Cyberpunk 2077 has full support for the mouse, and you can actually use a USB mouse in that as well. That's funny. It's funny because you can use a USB mouse if you're connected to the dock. You can plug a mouse and maybe a keyboard into here, and certain games will support it, but it's not like you can't use a Joy-Con and a keyboard, or like a mouse and a Joy-Con. You have to use mouse and keyboard or both Joy-Con. And when you use a mouse, you lose the features of like, you have all the buttons, the joystick, the two triggers, the home button, and you lose some of the features because a mouse only has the click and the scroll, the two click and the scrolls. Reverse that, the two clicks and the scroll. But I think over time we will get more games that support the mouse thing. I haven't really tried any out that will actually support it. I'll have to keep you posted on that with another video or something. Now let's try out some Mario Kart World. Let's see. I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna go over here. I really like using the mouse in the menu. It's a nice upgrade because I can just swipe, move over to something, and it's just there. So we're gonna change the grip. I'm actually gonna go sideways just to test this out. I'll go over to Mario Kart World. Alright, now getting right into it, I'm going to turn down the volume a little bit. If we go single player, I'm going to Grand Prix. So in the character menu, I've unlocked some characters already, so minor spoilers. For you'll unlock these, you'll get coins, you'll get the outfits, you'll get using those burger things. A bunch of different characters. Waluigi, awesome. Got Baby Mario, we got Pauline. We've got Baby Daisy, Baby Peach, Baby Rosalina, which is interesting. We got Dry Bones, Goomba, Hammer Bro. I find it interesting that they added, they broke the rule of driving, because, you've got a Piranha Plant. The Piranha Plant doesn't even have hands, so it can't even technically drive. And they've got a Crab, got Nabbit. Goomba, also, doesn't have hands. He's got 2 feet, he can press the pedals, but there's no way that guy's driving that car. And then a Cheep and a Bee. Explain to me how this even works. You can't drive a car if you don't have hands. Then I have this costume for Yoshi. I'll use this. You'll get new cars as you get coins. I don't know, there's different stats between the cars. But I don't know what the best one is yet. And we don't really know how, the character versus the car combo works. If it works like it did in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, or if it works different, we don't know. So you get in, you'll choose a cup. I'll go 150cc. Start at Grand Prix. So you'll drive between the tracks. The first one, you will start just on the track itself. You'll do the 3 laps. And then when you go to the next one, I think it's 4 laps. Sometimes it's 5, depending on how long it is to the next track. But you'll do a lap or 2 of driving to the track, and then 2 laps of driving on the track itself. It's a little interesting. I'm still trying to get used to it because I don't really fully know how it all works. I have to memorize all the tracks and everything. But already getting into it, the Joy-Con sideways already feels so much better. Control-wise, it's awesome. Let's drift around this corner. it's just really good. Like, it's not like those tiny buttons. I can just like, my finger can just rest on that button and I can just press it and play the game. Now, the max coins is actually 20 now in this game, which is interesting. Coins do affect your speed somewhat. I think it's like a 5% difference, but it depends on the car you're using as well. It'll change the amount of speed it actually gives you for collecting all the coins. And then we've got the rail grinding. I'll get up here. So we got the rail. You're able to jump. You can just like jump and trick. I fell off the map there. If we jump, you can charge a jump and just jump in the air and land on one of the rails. You can also use that jump in order to land on a wall. If you're on a course that's like has walls that you're able to drive on. I will say the drifting feels a little different. Like, it's hard to tell the difference, but like it's not hard to tell the difference. There's a difference, but I don't know what the difference is in the way it controls with drifting. It just feels like more like an arcade game or something. I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, using this Joy-Con sideways, overall, great experience. Like, if you have multiple people that have to use one Joy-Con, it'll work. Like, Switch 1 is a little iffy because you had to like press those tiny buttons on the top, but this one works great. Now, I'm going to pause and I'm going to get the second Joy-Con off. I just want to test this. So we got both Joy-Con. Go back into Mario Kart. Yeah. Super nice. I love these Joy-Con. I wish the Switch 1 Joy-Con... I wish the Switch 1 was this big. Like, such a good screen. Won the race. Awesome. Joy-Con. Awesome. Like, ergonomically, it's just better. Like, I can hold them better. My hands aren't, like, scrunched up on the Joy-Con. The haptics are better. The HD rumble is awesome. I have had a couple times when I'm doing split fiction, because it vibrates so much, it'll turn off the HD rumble motor for prolonged use. It'll turn it back on within a minute or so, but it's like doesn't want to wear out the motor, but feels awesome. Now, you are able to connect your old Joy-Con to the Switch 2. I haven't tried this yet. We're gonna try it live on the camera. We're just gonna hold the pairing button. Yeah, so it is paired. You can use the original Joy-Con from the Switch 1 on your Switch 2. Not gonna be if you're using one Joy-Con, not gonna be the greatest experience because these are just better. If you have a bunch of old Joy-Con, you can use them because a new set of Switch 2 Joy-Cons, like another additional set in addition to the ones that come with the console, it's like $95 in the US. So it's quite a bit of money, and if you have a bunch of Joy-Cons laying around, you can use them. But yeah, awesome. Like, if you're gonna use these on their own, it will work great. I don't know why that connected sideways again. Why did that do that? So I think that's about it for what I have for this video. Let's see. It's about it I have for this video. I will probably make some more videos on this soon because like there's so much to talk about. I'll look into some more games that support the mouse feature. Wait, can you use a mouse on it? You can use the mouse on the left Joy-Con too. I did not know that. Interesting. You can just switch between controlling the mouse. That's really weird. But yeah, I'll probably have a video on the upgrades for Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and then I'll think about a split fiction review. We'll see how that goes. And then GameCube, I'll probably show off some with the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I'll probably show off the Wind Waker on the GameCube, and then we've got like upgrades for Link's Awakening. It's not upgrades, it's just updates for better frame rates and Echoes of Wisdom as well. But yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys want to see, whether it's like other games, certain features you want to see, more gameplay of certain games, just whatever. Just let me know in the comments. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.